to my channel. My name is Brittiana, and in today's video I will be showing you guys a quick tutorial on how I make rose water and rose oil. So first things first, you will need fresh organic roses. As you see, I have that here, and I'm just going to begin the prep process by peeling and cleaning the roses. We are starting off with rose water, so this is the first step in order to make the rose water. And as you can see, now I'm going to clean the roses by adding some fresh alkaline water just to get all of the debris and pests or any unwanted like extra dirt off of the rose petals. So once I finish cleaning the rose petals and letting that soak, I will strain them and then give it another rinse just to make sure there are no unnecessary pests or unwanted like dirt left behind. Then I'm going to actually heat up some water and then add the rose petals to the pot, and then add that water to that pot and let the rose petals simmer on like a low heat. We do not want to boil the rose petals because we do not want to kill off of any of the potential benefits that you get from the rose petals. So we're just going to let this simmer until we see that the roses lose their color. So I will be doing this process of letting the rose petals simmer for about 30 minutes. But I do want to briefly mention that we do not want to add too much water because we do not want to dilute the rose petals. So as you can see, the roses have lost their color. I've let this simmer for about like 30 minutes now, and now the water is actually like a pinkish reddish color. And now I'm actually going to go ahead and strain this. I would actually recommend using a cheesecloth just to make sure that you're getting like all of the water out without the extra debris. And then we're going to go ahead and let this cool. So as you can tell, I strained this into a mason jar, but I will be changing out the jars and putting it into a separate jar later. But I am actually going to do the straining process a few times just to make sure that I'm getting out all the extra debris and like dirt that may be left behind before I put it in the final jar. For some added fun, one thing you can do is to take a couple of extra roses, to put them on the side, and you can add these roses to your rose water once you have it finished and completed, and it just gives an extra boost as well as smells amazing. Rose water has a lot of potential benefits such as soothing skin irritation, soothes sore throat, reduces skin redness, helps with preventing and treating infections. It contains antioxidants, heals cuts, scars, and burns, and may even enhance your mood or even relieve your headaches. And I really enjoy using rose water, mainly because of the healthy benefits that it contains, which is one of the main reasons why I'll use it like for a face mist and things of that nature. So we're actually going to prep for the rose oil, and it's a very similar process to that of creating the rose water, but as you can see, I'm just tearing up some of the rose petals so that way I can put them to the side for later. So in a larger bowl, we're actually going to separate the rose petals and begin the process of cleaning it like as we did with the rose water. I'm actually going to also give this a nice rinse and just let this soak and get all the debris and anything off of it that does not belong there. So as you can see, I've already washed and strained the rose petals. Now I'm just shredding them, and we'll put them to the side to dry before I proceed to the next step. So for my oil of choice today, I will be using the 100% jojoba seed oil, which is 100% pure, vegan, natural, non-toxic, and great for your face, body, and hair. You can also use extra virgin olive oil or grapeseed oil for this recipe. I am now going to add in some Derma E Radiant Glow Face Oil. This oil is vegan, natural, also non-toxic and cruelty-free, and I love using this oil, but it's completely optional. And now we are going to basically take the dried rose petals and add it to the jar and then prep for the next steps. So as I just mentioned, extra virgin olive oil and grapeseed oil are great carrier oils to use for this recipe. I do want to note, however, whichever you decide to use, whatever oils you decide to use, let them be fragrance free, so that way it'll be easier for you to have more of the rose scent in your oil. So as you can see, I'm using my bamboo straw to kind of push down the roses, and now we are going to go ahead and prepare for the next step. I am actually going to boil some water in my teapot, and then once this has completely finished boiling, I will then transfer that to another separate pot, which is where I will add the jar of the rose oil, and I'm just going to let this sit and simmer on like a low heat, just because this process will allow the rose petals to the heat will allow the rose petals to release the benefits. So now as you can see, this is pretty much the next step that we're going to do. We're just going to let this sit for over 24 hours. So there are a few benefits that I wanted to briefly mention with using the rose oil. So it's great as a moisturizer and great for hydrating your skin. You can use it as an exfoliator to help brighten your skin. If you need an extra boost of collagen formation, rose oil is very good for that as well. It'll help with reducing inflammation and protecting your skin from sun damage, and it'll also help with reducing hyperpigmentation. So after about 24 hours, you can then transfer your oil to a new fresh jar and add some fresh roses, as you see that I'm doing that here, but that's completely optional. That is it. I hope you guys truly enjoyed this. I will definitely link everything down below. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.